Because reasons.
What about food reviews? I think those should be illegal. I don't think those. I think those should not be covered.
Why? We have the only good food review show ever created on the face of the planet. We have the real shit people clamor for.
Well, I think that it's discrimination against
bad food. Yeah, I mean, why doesn't the
because it's wasting food, and we all know
and
Ben
I don't
is
think
very
people
near
should
and
be
dear to
allowed.
food.
Do you have any like dissenting opinion? Because I'm pretty sure all of us feel the exact same way on this issue.
Okay.
I think food reviews are fine. I think food video, all food.
No,
not on that.
That's not true.
I'm about to qualify it.
All right. Oh,
It's,
well, that's not the issue here. But okay, fine.
It's just people shouldn't be allowed to find a recipe and then do it wrong and then give the recipe a bad review on the internet because they fucked it up.
Oh,
because they decided to put fucking olive oil in their French onion soup, and it's not my fault. It's greasy. You fuck.
That's a reasonable
It's not my fault. Fucking soup lover 28. Get the fuck out of here.
You make a reasonable point about how everyone's voice seems equally valid, unfortunately, online, and that's. I wish it doesn't.
At some point, I realized. I think it was probably in the TBAP days. At some point, I realized that a huge percentage of the people commenting, especially on YouTube, are kids, and I was like, wait a minute. These aren't full people.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to give these opinions being expressed in the comments the weight that I would to an actual human.
It's interesting you bring that
you
up.
just caught on to that? Because that's, I caught on to that back in Pony days.
I had this realization at some point in my YouTube career.
My default kind of thing to do when I read a comment is always to project my situation onto them. So, they are the same age as me, they're the same intellectual level, and that's always
we got to avoid that, though.
Yeah.
I do the opposite. I imagine that, every commenter I respond to, I just think, well, this is a dumb 12-year-old. Even if it's a good commenter who I love, I just think...
Or an amazing 9-year-old.
Anyone who, leaves me, constant loving comments about how great I am, I'm like, nobody could be this big of a fan of me if you're above the age of 12. And if they're, someone who bashes on me, I'm like, no one could care this much about shitting on an internet creator unless they're 12,
Well, as Endless just said, in fact, it is true that most of these people are kids. The problem is that some of these kids are 35 years old.
Yeah, that is true.
Damn!
Now, I will say, I found one of them in person recently.
What?
I mean, I assume. I'm being pretty discriminatory here.
Okay.
But someone who I'm pretty sure is an internet commenter, right? I passed them on the sidewalk.
Get that look about him. Oh, okay.
He just looked like he was going to go to him and comment.
Okay. First of all,
he was all geared up to go back to his house.
The tips of his finger.
Back a beer and get ready to comment.
His fingers were weathered with action.
Guys, he was wearing a COD shirt. So that's a pretty
okay.
good sign, right? So he's probably 5'6" or so. Stout, portly, a weirdly squished looking face, right? He's got that sort of shaved head thing, but he doesn't shave it all that consistently.
You're just you're describing every 35-year-old YouTube commenter that I've met.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he has dinky little glasses and stuff, and he just sort of walks with a little bit of just kind of walks a little bit goofily. And most importantly of all, he's wearing a Call of Duty Ghosts shirt, which is the least popular Call of Duty game. So I'm just ooh, yeah, this is a guy who has some specific opinions. And I'm just yeah.
Davoo cradles his chin in his fingers. This is a guy.
Oh my God.
Some
This guy
specific
thinks individual thoughts about individual ideas. The madman.
If it was a Modern Warfare 3 shirt, I'd be okay, he could just be a normie gamer. But a Ghost shirt, that's too specific, right? So
something's
I can
up.
Feel the opinions.
What if he's just a normal guy doing his normal programming job, and he just really liked Modern Warfare, and he pre-ordered Ghost because he was super hype and didn't know. He thought the dog was going to be dope.
But he's wearing it right now
because he spent a lot of money on that special edition that came with the shirt, and I got to get my money's worth. This is just how I'm wired. Dad taught me to use everything I spent my money on.
I feel that way about certain shirts, but I wear them indoors when nobody can see.
Wait, so did Davoo talk to the guy or not?
Yeah, what happened?
No, I just passed him on the sidewalk.
Okay, I gotta tell you about my guy who's similar at the airport. Did you guys
tweeted about this, man.
For anybody who missed my tweets, this was legendary. So So me and May were at the airport going back to